Welcome to Onivia, League of Legends highlights. These are the best highlights from today's LEC matchup.
Starts up the grubs, but Alvaro had already reset. He's working his way up here. Top was pushed in, mid was relatively even, so MDK were always going to have a numbers advantage, assuming Alvaro on the reset came out through the mid lane. Mickey was seen holding bot side, so MDK knew they were in the lead, and now the hook comes out, the taunt as well, and Caps can flash, but can't escape. First blood over to MDK.
Very nice punish, very simple as well. Alvaro
chunk. Broken Blade's done a good job of chunking.
But look at where Frescowi's pathing as well. He's pathing towards that red, so then he can come in with the hero's entrance and immediately lock them up. The exhaust coming down. Frescowi came out of base and immediately knew his assistance was needed in top. MDK read the play perfect.
To contest.
Might be looking for it. Mickey's coming across. Yike's on his way as well. Caps in the mid lane can shadow down, but it's Galio the first to move, and Frescowi can keep Caps at bay for the moment. Mirwin has the lightning crash, the slicing maelstrom coming out. Lightning crash as the response, and Mirwin will look for the chase down here. Broken Blade needs another stun, but Mirwin continues to hit him, and Mirwin will take him out of action. A 1v1 in the top lane while the Drake secured for MDK.
The rundown is just there. Mirwin just stat checks the Ken and BB. Doesn't expect the amount of damage that comes through on the all-in with the ultimate, and now a TP coming down on bot side.
TP behind here as Caps is looking for that flank position. Immediately met with a dark binding magnet storm in by Mickey. The shield of Duran looking for the taunt, but the cease and desist will knock him out of it. Mickey down to 200 HP, and the Winds of War have his name on them. It's 2 for MDK. The hero's entrance coming out, knocked back by Hans Summer, who will get one in response. Broken Blade now joining the fray. A 2v3 on the bot side as Super tries to distract Caps and BB. Shield of Duran for the taunt again, can't quite clip Caps, but it does get Broken Blade, and with a dark binding follow-up, Caps will get another in the end. He's looking for Frescowi. Can he get the damage down? He's got one, and with Tibbers to help him, perhaps he can look for a little bit more. Another stun coming out. Tibbers doing so much work in this fight. Eats the dark binding, and Caps with the red buff picks up the triple.
That was a 4-for-4 exchange. Bear in mind that Mirwin was not involved.
Frescowi out of the hero's entrance as well.
There were so many things in that fight, but we're already into another one.
Oh, there we are. Slicing Maelstrom coming down. Caps looking for a little bit of damage as well onto Alvaro. Pretty tanky, though. Got the aftershock off just in time. Depth charge coming out. Broken Blade in the end will get the kill. Now Caps flashing. Tibbers coming down, but there's no stun on it. Caps hadn't quite lined up the cooldowns to get the stun down on Super.
Sitting on a lot of gold right now. He needs to go back and spend it soon, but he has his sights set on the tower.
That's the flash away from the Shattering Strike there for Mickey.
A window now.
Super. No flash, has the barrier. Will it be enough to survive the onslaught from Hans Summer? The answer is an emphatic no. Hans Summer gets his second of the game.
And that's 607 gold total for Hans Summer with his cash out and the kill. This Draven, it can snowball out of control very quickly, and Super needs to be careful. We've been seeing him get caught out a couple times in this series, with Yike really being the main reason for that, with Mickey setting his sights on him as well. Alvaro, oh, he may have overextended, doesn't have flash.
Look for the hook to terrain. There's the Dark Shield on him, but even with the hook to terrain, he'll get a bit of a reduced cooldown, but he won't have it up in time to escape the clutches of G2. The scoreline now even 7-7 apiece.
It's just overextensions from MDK and G2 using their point-and-click CC extremely well. Now you can see them moving down into bot side, Rel and Vi, potentially fishing for Mirwin, but instead going to turn their sights to the Dragon.
I hope that MDK just concede this Dragon. It's not an objective that they have to fight for. It's perfectly fine to give this one up. He tries to steal away the Grom there. And using things like that, it's not too much of a cost for him. He's not expecting a big fight in the near future. And so it's a cooldown that should come up in time before any major objective. As you can see, Herald is already gone. Next Dragon is still 5 minutes away. Mirwin, though, is becoming this very serious side lane threat. Elyoya with the Herald there to support him. This top tower should fall. Easy secure, given the damage that Mirwin had already done. And MDK still find themselves with a pretty solid 2k gold lead for now.
Flash is down on the side of MDK's carry, specifically Mirwin and Super. So if there's ever an angle for Caps to flash Tibbers or the Vi ultimate off the next cooldown to look for a pick, I think they've got a huge window now where they will have flashes and MDK's carries won't. So potentially looking here.
MDK
Caps does have TP as well.
Yeah, as you say, he does have the TP. No real wards behind MDK for him to get to, as far as I can see. Broken Blade trying to hold this wave. A lightning rush forward, but the dark binding coming out. Looks like he has to respect the damage that Mirwin represents.
Black Shield flash into Tibbers ult is, I mean, you've got to be pretty fast, and it can also hit multiple members. So I think it gives Caps just a little bit more agency to make plays for G2.
Hans Summer is going to get a knockback onto Alvaro. Baron up in a minute's time as well, and with double AD carry, MDK would take it very quickly, but it looks like a fight might erupt before then. TP's behind here, Bookblade looking for the flank, he'll be spotted on that control ward, and first off, Caps is down. Summer needs to open up the slicing mouse, only going to hit onto Alvaro. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Mickey is keeping Merwin at bay, and takes him out basically on his lonesome. Alvaro trying to escape, puts the Riptide down, the chase onto Frescowi, now knocked back with the blast cone, and there's no way out for him apart from flashing perhaps to the safety of Super. In the end, he falls, and Summer gets the shutdown.
That fight started with... So, fair play. Caps makes his tactical death work.
And now the balance in this game really hangs between the Draven and the Zeri. Frescowi stepping a little bit too far forward, knocked back. The hook coming out though from Alvaro as the slicing mashup hits on the back line with the Wild Death coming out as well. Alioya goes down, Super trying to trade towards the top side. Caps no flash on him, but will put Tibbers down to take the kill. Alvaro's gonna die to Summer, who's now unstoppable, and Mirwin was nowhere to be seen in that fight.
And it's just another team fight win for G.
MDK is getting caught in the chaos a little bit too much this game. They're trying to, as a 4-man unit, invade onto G2 because they think, oh, they don't have TPs, they can't collapse. But I think Caps did, in fact, TP into that fight from Caps. It's, I feel like you just can't fight without Mirwin.
It's just a really questionable fight as well for another reason, and like, you just had no exhaust.
Right again, Blast going forward, shielded Durant immediately. Crucial Barrage coming out as well as Mickey has to flash away, but Mirwin here to join the party. Lands in with a lightning crash, they'll kill off one, Mickey falls. And they might look for more, they'll take the tier 2 in the top lane.
But it's the Mirwin dip, right? He is where the gold is sitting on for MDK. And that's not a tanky comp from MDK. I see very little armor. And I think we're getting another fight.
He caught with the binding, there's the hook to follow up. Alioya takes a chunk from an axe from Summer. First exhaust is used on Caps before he pops the Tibbers. The slicing maelstrom coming out and no second exhaust to follow. Cease and desist on the back line, and Summer's flashing forward. He can see blood in the water, the river painted with MDK's entrails, and MDK are forced to wait. It's a 1-for-3 exchange in favor of G2.
And Summer, like you were saying, Vedius, he manages to carry the fight in the end. What happened there was the fight was quite slow around that Black Shield cooldown. The Black Shield came out, and then G2, they took a step back, waited for the Black Shield to expire, then re-engaged again. Managed to pick up the carries in the end, Super falls as well, and now the Nash for G2.
MDK thought they had found another pick. The binding was good, but Mickey, he just didn't fall fast enough. The damage wasn't quite there, and unfortunately for MDK, it was Mirwin who fell. And now look at this Draven 8. A lot of these fights are happening with numbers discrepancies, and you're arguing that, well, Frescowi has the Galio ultimate to be able to provide that PO, but as you saw, Mirwin died. Oh.
And immediately they jump in on him again. The CC chain from G2 find their mark. They might look for a little bit more. They didn't get the they did get the Baron off that previous play. They have it for another 2 minutes time. Don't really have the waves pushed in to really utilize it to take tier 2s as of yet.
And that's the thing, right? If you're ever away from your Morgana, you're just going to be bursting point-click CC down. So that jungle is terrifying. Having no vision, absolutely horrifying as well. And that's the thing, right? Morgana is super punishing. If you ever mess up your Black Shield, you lose the entire team fight. So there's so much pressure on Alioya here.
So far, it's a tier 2 for a tier 2 on this exchange. You can see MDK starting to back away, but they're going to lose the inhibitor tower. Will they lose more? Broken Blade has a TP. G2 likely to continue this advance. They start to back away. The binding connecting. Hook out from Alvaro. Mickey looking for the stun. Alvaro able to sidestep it. And because of the flank possibility, it looks like G2 have backed off. Mickey a little bit slower than he'd like. The hook sneaking around the back, can't quite land it.
Just be patient, wait for Broken Blade to siege onto mid. All 5 members of MDK are collapsing onto bots. There's also a Dragon available. Good decisions from G2.
TP behind, TP behind.
But who?
Frescowi's looking for
Galio flank? Yeah. I don't know if I believe this.
The unseen Galio is the deadliest, Betty.
No, it's not.
He's looking to dance around them. Looking to find something special. Hook wide. Frescowi going for that Mega Blast Cone. To the pit, a possibility, teaming up with MDK, Shooter Duran coming out. If Frescowi's found nothing yet, and I think perhaps his hype is short-lived and overdone. There's Alvaro on that front line. Caps looking for the stun, lands it. Frescowi still flanking. There's the Tibbers down, Alvaro down to half HP. Mickey looking for the Magnet Storm, the Shooter Duran to flank! The unseen Galio truly is the deadliest! but is this enough for MDK? The hero's entrance from Frescowi buys them a second. So far they found 2 in the fight, with the slicing mouse coming out from Broken Blade. Is he going to be locked up enough in time? Hansama still alive, but Broken Blade still basically full HP, and now in a 2v3. BB and Hansama have to do what Mirwin and Super did in game 2. Broken Blade looking for the sun, quite can't land the damage onto Super. Shielded Durand. The lightning rush just gets him out, and Hansama steps forward, realizes he can't help out his top much longer, and starts to back away. Alioya looking for something across the wall. Frescowi still on the chase. Hansama trying to get away. Caps up in 15, but the stun lands. So does the cleanse. Dark binding. Oh, the auto, was that from Frescowi, or did Hansama get it up in time? It was Hansama.
Why they're forcing this so hard on G2 is because those exhausts are about 30 seconds away from being on cooldown. They're fighting against no exhausts, and Kennen thrives in these kinds of fights, even chasing into these chokes. But another engage comes out.
Not going in, immediately locked up. There's the dredge line as well into the binding. Shadowing strike on Alvo will get the stun. Depth charge, Yike dodging to the side, but goes back in with the season assist and falls to Alioya. Broken Blade on the front line now, pulls the slicing mouse from and flashes away. The Magnus Storm in by Mickey, but G2 are all out of rears. MDK have found 2 already, and with the lightning crashing down, Mirwin's looking to strike twice. Hansama flashes away from the Ultra Shock laser. Tibber's doing enough work on the backline to almost kill off Alvaro, but MDK have got their prize from this. Maybe they want a little bit extra at the end. Ultra Shock laser dodged, but Mirwin on the flank means that I don't think Caps is getting away from this when Mirwin dashes across the wall, and Caps will fall to MDK.
So the engage comes out from Yike, but there's no Caps to layer onto it, and it's also onto a dragon. Second dragon for MDK.
TP behind.
For G2.
This Galio has been seen. You have to think Broken Blade is nearby. When you TP on a control ward, it is visible to the enemy team. Caps a little bit overextended, flashes forward, they go for Mirwin, but he missed, as you say! And Caps is made to pay the price. Super and Mirwin are having a field day here. Cease and desist. Anything you wanted to do, G2. Even with a slicing maelstrom on the backline, Broken Blade can't do enough to take down Super. MDK will wipe them off the rift, and it's looking like a 2-1 to Mad Lions Koi.
And Caps, he gets caught in the middle here. Another TP flank from Frescowi makes it incredibly hard to play. He gets caught, he gets pinned, and he tries to flash forward to make the savior play, but he can't quite connect. And there, when you don't land your wombo combo with the engages, with the Rel layering onto the Vi ultimate, the Kennen ultimate, and the ultimate, it's not enough. They lose the team fight, and now the base.
I wonder if they can actually look to end the game here. There's still relatively long death time, as Caps is going to be up in 10 seconds. MDK is going to go for it.
Alvaro can just tank it, and you have the 3 grubs to help you out. Mickey there for the stun. Caps up in 2 seconds, but already the Nexus towers are going to be deleted. Caps here has the stun prime. Super dashes away. Here comes Yike trying to stop Super from taking down that Nexus. Super's locked up in time. Frescowi, do you have the damage? No. They don't, they're both tanks! And on the edge of it, on the edge of the 2-1, they can't quite make it happen. G2 hold on to hope.
Gives you a decent amount of gold to help people work towards those final items. They'll concede the dragon, but it will be the Baron. MDK, I respect the attempt. That Nexus with
Cowie, press Cowie, I guess. That's the Drake begun here for MDK.
I will say, one thing about having 5 sweepers is that you have no blue trinket, and that can be quite scary if the enemy team's already on the objective, because you can't face check, right? You have to use your bodies to face check rather than a ward. So that could be an angle G2 leverage if the enemy team is forced to face check into you.
Hook landing onto Mickey, no shadowing strike for him. The binding coming down as well. Hansama trying to open up on Alvaro. Mickey on the wrong side of the wall, and MDK have already got their first of the break. Hansama now having to run away with a blood rush. MDK still looking for more, and Elioya down to... Oh, well, Elioya's full HP. It's Frescowi and Alvaro who are really taking the chunk of the hurt here. Alvaro has the Warmogs heal up. Frescowi has the TP and a Warmogs of that top lane, and now because MDK have the easier approach to the Baron, they'll just start it up. Whirling Death gonna come out. No approach for G2. MDK will get the Baron. Gold even.
They just need enough to run out this game and go to match point.
And it's so difficult for G2, I feel like, because Mickey X specifically, he has to play frontline continuously and make sure he plays on the edge where he's not quite dying but taking damage.
Super, he's been spotted.
And Yike goes in with the flash. Cease and desist coming out as well. The hero's entrance won't give him a big enough shield. G2 find one. Mickey looking for the flank as well. He can go in. Has that Magnus Storm available. Frescowi on the front line. He'll fall too. G2 are looking for more. There's Tibbers. Mirwin and Elioya, the last 2 men standing. But Mirwin can really open up. And Elioya's still basically full HP. He lands the binding. And now it ends up in a 2v2. Hansama has 6 items, a flash and a cleanse. And MDK won't chase any further. What looked doomed for MDK. Caps who has Rylai's, but he has so much power in that small choke point. does a really good job of suffocating G2 out as they try and step forward. Game still basically even between these two teams. Not really seeing more items completed, as you say, Veddy, because everyone's full build. MDK now trying to push in for this inhib. Took it once before. Frescowi in the mid lane has the hero's entrance. Flash is available as well. Mickey's going to jump away here. Is rooted up for a second. True Shot Barrage going wide. Summoners on Summer has Flash Cleanse. Broken Blade has the Flash. Super has a Flash, as does Mirwin. Those are the two important targets. Alvaro down to half HP though, and Hans Summer sinks an axe in his back and sends him packing. Now Hans Summer with the Bloodthirster can really open up. He's got a Mortal Reminder now as well. Switched his itemization around a little bit to try and reduce the healing coming out from MDK. They're going to chase a little bit further. TP out by Frescowi. TP in by Broken Blade. Trying to answer it. Frescowi with a good TP to the Nexus Towers will save the base for the moment of MDK.
And that's 30 seconds now on Alvaro. They can potentially make a play now with no wards for the side of MDK. They can go straight to this dragon and maintain control.
Very close one there. But pick after pick, G2 keeps finding them. MDK, it just goes to show you can't rest on your laurels because G2, like a shotgun, they will snap engage. And they will not hesitate, and I love that confidence we saw from Hansum. You saw him just run to the face of Mirwin and say, exhaust me.
You've got Mickey going in, you've got Yike going forward, so although it does seem like Alvaro's getting caught out a little bit as Mirwin dashes forward, and Yike locks him with the Cease and Desist. He immediately puts out the exhaust, but it's not going to be enough, and now Frescowi is behind enemy lines. He tries to get onto Cap, puts down the Shield of Duran for the taunt. Broken Blade looking for that flank, has the Flash. MDK retreating together through their jungle towards this red side, but G2 have already found one. The base is open, Super's pushing in bot.
It's a single pick once again. A slight overstep from Mirwin costs him his life.
Caps has TP, gonna use it on the Super. Alvaro's hook just going wide. Hans Summer still has the Flash and the Cleanse. The Cannon Minion now falls, no backdoor bonus remaining. That's G2's well in. Aragon, 57 kills in a 47-minute game. And it continues to bounce back and forth. Every team fights a roller coaster of emotion for both these squads.
I will say that left standing, and the wave clear solid from Super for now.
Broken Blade almost caught there by Elioy and Mirwin, who are waiting in a control
The
board.
angle from Caps.
Caps looking for it. He flashes, they land the stun. Hero's Edge is coming out of Super, tries to flash away the Magna Storm. Gets Mickey on the back line, but Super still surviving. Tibbers with the chase down alongside the Cease and Desist. Yike is now in the enemy base, and he doesn't really have the teammates to support him here, but he amazingly manages to take down Alvaro. Yike doing so much work here, surviving for so long. Broken Blade's gonna base and TP back in. Hans Summer flashes forward. Mirwin flashes away. It's a 3v3, and MDK have to try and defend their base.
I think Mirwin expected Hans expected to do more damage to Mirwin there, but through the randoms he just didn't. He committed his flash. Now the question is, can they end? Can they hit these towers freely?
Broken Blade has a flash and a slicing Maelstrom still, as you say. The first Nexus tower falls in an instant like a hot knife through butter. G2 are melting through these structures. It's all on MDK. Can you find something? Can you find that miracle play to defend? Ultra Shock Laser out by Mirwin. He dashes across the Nexus. Frescowi going in, Shield of Duran for the taunt on Caps, but no real follow-up. There's the slicing Maelstrom that G2 were waiting for, slicing through the hearts of MDK, and having their Nexus at 200 HP. G2 somehow go 2-1 up in the series.
These were the best highlights from today's LEC matchup. Click that subscribe button faster than Ramus can say okay. See you on the next one.